How's it going, guys? It's K Cars, and in today's video we're going to be replacing all the interior lights on my Jeep Cherokee XJ with LEDs. So let's go ahead and get started. So as you guys probably all know, the stock interior lights on a Jeep Cherokee XJ are not the best. So I wanted to give you guys a quick before shot of what the interior lights look like stock at night. Alright guys, so here's a quick look at the stock interior lights on my Jeep Cherokee XJ here. So as you can see, that is what they look like. And let me go ahead and turn on the reading lights right there. We have those two. So all the interior lights are currently turned on, including the cargo light back there. So you can see what the stock lights give you. That's the amount of light that you get with those. So as you can see, obviously they do light up the interior pretty well. But if you're actually trying to read something maybe on a piece of paper or looking at a map using these lights, then I don't really think they're going to be too helpful. Obviously LEDs are going to be much brighter for that. So let me give you guys a look at the bottom here. So we have those floor lights as well. Walk back to the trunk here and show you guys what the cargo light looks like. So the cargo light is probably the worst in my opinion. You can see it does look a good amount dimmer than the front lights up there. So if you just look down here at the actual cargo area, you can see if you were trying to actually read something using this cargo light, it'd be very difficult back here in my opinion. So LEDs are definitely going to be a huge upgrade here. So just to give you guys a look here from the outside, that is what the Jeep looks like with all the interior lights turned on. So the back seats actually do not have any kind of lights above them. So if you have any passengers sitting in the rear seats here, then they're probably going to have a tough time if they're trying to read something using the interior lights. So there's a quick look at the stock interior lights on my Jeep Cherokee XJ. As you guys saw there, an LED upgrade would definitely be useful. So let's go ahead and get started. Hey guys, so these are the LED lights that we're going to be installing today. These are from One Way Light. I got these for $50 from onewaylight.com. We'll put a link to those down in the description of this video if you guys want to check those out. Go ahead and open this up and see what we have. So One Way Light does make several different kits for LED lights for different years of XJ, so definitely check them out if you are looking for LED lights. I also do have their LED light kit for the exterior lights on my Jeep Cherokee XJ here, so make sure to definitely check that video out as well if you are interested in exterior lights. But like I said, today we are working on the interior lights. So right here is a pretty good list of all the different lights that we have. They do have different configurations based off of which year XJ you have. So here you can see all the different configurations. So we have a 2001. So we're going to be looking at the 98 to 01 XJ and all ZJ lighting kit. So here we're going to have two floor well lights, and I'm going to show you guys those right over here. So here we have the floor well lights right over here. And then next up we have the cargo lamp. So that's going to be this one right over here, what the cargo lamp looks like. And then next up we have the dome lamp. So of course if you have a dome lamp, you're obviously going to get a dome lamp. And if you have the overhead console, of course they have a kit for that as well. So let me show you guys the dome lamp right over here. Next up we have the map and reading lights. So these are just the two lights that go on both sides of the dome lamp. So this is what those look like right there. Next up we have the visor mirror lamps. So there's two of those for each side. So of course we have 4 total of those. Also, if you look right over here, you can see they also do have an overhead console light. So since I do not have an overhead console, I just have the dome lamp. I do not have this last light that's listed on this list right over here. So that's a quick overview of all the lights that came with the kit. So let's go ahead and get started with the install. So we're going to start off and install the floor well light here. So of course there is one on the passenger and driver side. I'm just going to show you guys the passenger side here since it is the same exact process on both sides. This has a little bit of a cover here, so this just twists off just like that. Then you can expose the light right there. And if you have gloves, I definitely would recommend using those, but since I don't, I'm just going to try to use this towel right here. All you're going to have to do is just twist this out, then pull it down. There we go, we got the light bulb out. Now we can put the LED in there. Here's the LED. Try to fit that in there. Make sure it twists in like it's supposed to. Alright, this looks good. Now we can go ahead and put the cover back on. Alright, I'll call that good. Alright, so next up we're going to do the map light right over here. So there's a quick before look at what that looks like in the daytime, and here's what the LED light looks like. So for this, all we have to do is pull off this cover. I'm going to use this flathead screwdriver and just try to pry it off. Alright, there we go. For this one, all we're going to do is just pull it right out. It should be it. Alright, there we go. So that just came right out just like that. And now we can go ahead and put the LED in its place. So it just slides right into the prongs right there. Make sure it's aligned pretty well. And now we can try to test it out here. Hit the button. Just going to use a screwdriver to hit the button right here. And there we go. So that definitely works. We're going to go ahead and put this cover back on now. Make sure that's on there pretty well. Alright, there we go. So now we're going to go ahead and do the dome lamp here. Once again, we're just going to pry off the cover here. Make sure we find a good spot to pull it off. Alright, there we go. This one's a little bit different. There's these two prongs that you have to squeeze together, then the bulb just pulls right out. Let me give you guys a quick close-up of what that looks like here. Here you can see what the bulb looks like. There's these two little prongs right here on both sides. You kind of just have to squeeze those together, and then the bulb should just pull right off. Let's go ahead and give that a try. So you're going to squeeze these two prongs together. See if we can get it to pull off. We got one side there, and see if we can get the other side off. Alright, there we go. Struggled a little bit with the other side here, but eventually you just have to wiggle it out and it should come out. So let's see if we can put the new one on here, see how this goes. Alright. Alright, so we have one side on, now we just have to try to squeeze the other side on here. Alright, I think we got it. Cool, so that works. Now we can go ahead and put the cover right back on. Alright, that should be good. See what it looks like. Wow, alright, so pretty big difference there. And they work, so let's go ahead and move on. Alright guys, so next up we're going to do the visor lights. So here's what the LED looks like for the visor. So pretty much the same process for this one. We're just going to try to pry this little cover off. Alright, there we go. Just pull this out. This one's just a little bit of a tube here. Let me give you guys a close-up. Here's the stock visor light. Like I said, it just kind of looks like a little tube. And then for the LED, here's what that looks like. So let's go ahead and put it in. Alright. Make sure it's facing the right way. So there you can see, this is at the dimmest point possible. So you raise it up and dim it down a little bit. Now these ones are flickering just a little bit. Not sure if that's showing up on camera at all, but there, we just stopped flickering. So it seems like they have to be, make sure they press them in all the way, make sure they have a good connection. And as you see right there, they are not flickering. Pushed up all the way and you can see they're not flickering at all. So there's the dimmest position right there. Now we can put the cover back on. And we just have to make sure all the tabs line up. Make sure we don't break anything here. I think that's in. Alright, cool. So there you can see, looks a whole lot better. Show you guys what the other side looks like so you can get a comparison. Here's a quick comparison of the stock versus LED. So we can brighten up right there. You can see there's a much bigger difference compared to the stock lights in terms of how dim it gets and how bright it gets. So, quick comparison right there. So yeah, pretty simple for the visor right there. The one thing I wanted to point out is that as soon as I put the other LED light in, the other one immediately got brighter. So it seems like they both have to be in for them to work properly. And as you can see right here, they're not flickering anymore either. So of course they do still have the dimming feature as well. So all done with the driver's side visors. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do the passenger side. Now we can move on to the cargo lamp here. Just give you guys a quick look right there. Same process for this. We're just gonna be using the screwdriver to pry off the cover here. Hopefully without breaking it. There we go. Alright, so pulled that off. This light back here has the same type of configuration as the visor lights. As you can see, it's just a little tube that we have to pull out of the sockets, then we can put the LED in there. Alright, so we got that one out. Now we can put the LED in. Slides right in there just like that. Go ahead and test it out. Alright, that works. Now we can put the cover back on. Alright, I think we're all set. Looks good to me. Guys, so we finished up installing all the LED lights on the interior of my Jeep Cherokee XJ here. Let's go ahead and do a quick walk around here and then I'll give you guys another view whenever it gets dark. So right there we got the cargo light looking good. Then there is the dome lamp and here we have the map lights as well. And of course, like I did mention in the beginning of the video, one-way light also does offer a kit for the overhead console lights if you have that. So moving on to the footwells here. Now, these lights actually look kind of green to me. I think it's because of the cover that they have. Give you guys a look right there. But of course, if we take the cover off, then they definitely look like real LEDs. They have that whitish color to them. Moving on to the visor here. We have LEDs, of course, and these are dimmable like I mentioned before. Everything works just like it should. So yeah, definitely very happy with the lights that I got from One Way Light. And like I said, these were $50 for the entire kit of the interior LED lights. Now, something else that I also wanted to mention in this video is that there are also bulbs underneath the gear selector right here, as well as underneath the four-wheel drive selector right here. So I did replace these with LEDs probably last year, but they were actually a little bit too bright for me. So whenever I was driving at night, I felt like I was kind of being blinded by how bright these were, even on the dimmest setting. So I'm gonna give you guys a look at what they look like right now. So those are actually just the stock lights. After I took the LEDs out, I just replaced them with stock halogen lights. And I think I like how they look a little bit better than the LEDs. Just because, like I said, the LEDs were just a little bit too bright for my liking. And I can show you guys, see, even at the dimmest setting right there. Yeah, so even at the dimmest setting there, you can barely see these light up. Of course, it's daylight right now. But with the LED lights, even at the dimmest setting, they were just a little bit too bright for me, and since these lights stay on all the time, you can't turn these off if you have the headlights on, so they're just a little bit too distracting for me. Now as for the interior LEDs, like these right here that we just installed, of course these are not going to be on if you're just driving at night, so they're not going to be a distraction, and I wanted them to be as bright as possible. All right guys, so I wanted to give you guys a look at how my Jeep Cherokee XJ turned out here with the LED interior lights now that it's darker outside. I'll give you guys a quick look on the inside here. All right guys, so here's a quick look at the stock interior lights on my Jeep Cherokee XJ here. So as you can see right there is the dome light. I'll go ahead and turn on the 2 reading lights, or the map lights. And instantly you can see a huge difference. It lights up the whole inside of the Jeep, and if you were trying to read something on the inside, you could easily read it right now. So you can see what the stock lights give you. That's the amount of light that you get with those. So I'll give you guys a look at the footwell here. Now the lights on the footwells do look a little bit green or yellowish, but that's only because of the cover right there. I'll give you guys a look at the bottom here. So we can move on to the back here, show you guys what the cargo area looks like. Go ahead and turn on the light here. There we go. So if you just look down here at the actual cargo area, you can see if you were trying to actually read something using this cargo light, it'd be very difficult back here. And once again, a huge difference here for the cargo area. If you're trying to read something right here, you definitely would be able to a lot easier than before. We can turn that off, and I'll give you guys a quick look from the outside here, since we do still have the front lights on. You can see how much it lights up the whole interior right there. So just to give you guys a look here from the outside, that is what the Jeep looks like with all the interior lights turned on. Look from the outside, and there's the 2 reading lights turned on. Then of course when you open the door, the rest of the lights turn on as well. And we do not have any lights on the back row of seats right here, but the cargo lights and the dome lights here, they do shine on the second row of seats here. So if you did have passengers sitting here trying to read something, then they would have a much easier time than before. So the back seats actually do not have any kind of lights above them. So if you have any passengers sitting in the rear seats here, then they're probably going to have a tough time if they're trying to read something using the interior lights. So definitely a very good upgrade and highly recommended. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for this video. Hope you guys found this video tutorial helpful on how to install an interior LED light set on my 2001 Jeep Cherokee XJ. And like I said, I got the whole kit from One Way Light for $50. OneWayLight.com, I'm going to link that down in the description below if you guys want to check it out. Super easy install, no issues whatsoever. So if you guys have any questions or comments, make sure to drop those down in the comment section below. And if you guys have any video suggestions for videos you would like to see in the future, also drop those down in the comment section below. If you guys liked this video or found it entertaining, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.